Tonight, wildfires rapidly spread across South Carolina. SpaceX embarks on yet another mission interstellar, and the Major League Baseball's opening weekend is pitching many questions. All here on Clemson News Now. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm Penelope Borschier.
And I'm Jordan York. Baseball is officially back, and the New York Yankees are already dominating the game, crushing records and homers. In the Yankees' first 3 games, they hit a franchise record 15 home runs, including 3 in one game for captain Aaron Judge. This season, the Yankees have started using a new bat known as a torpedo bat, a bat developed by former Yankee analyst and MIT physicist Aaron Lienhart.
Lienhart invented the bat after many players voiced that they wanted to make more and harder contact with the baseball. To achieve this, Lienhart created a customizable bat that put the most wood on the player's sweet spot of the bat, located by the logo. The Yankees are not the only team to use this new torpedo bat, as a few players on the Tampa Bay Rays, Baltimore Orioles, and Minnesota Twins have also used it. Additionally, the Atlanta Braves are reportedly putting in an order for the bats, trying to spark a change to their game after starting the season off 0-7.
These new bats bring lots of controversy, some suggesting they enhance the game, and others saying it is detrimental to the sport. In support, Orioles outfielder Cedric Mullins said the new bats try to give hitters any kind of edge because pitching is only getting better and it's getting harder to hit. While on the other hand, Brewers pitcher Trevor McGill, as well as many others, have spoken out against the torpedo bats, claiming it is changing the game for the worst. This baseball season sure is going to be an interesting one, and players and fans alike are intrigued to see how the bats will impact the game long term.
Next up, Clemson Music Festival announced that DaBaby will be replacing Big X the Plug as a headliner this year. According to Clemson Music Festival's website, the reason for Big X the Plug's cancellation was due to circumstances out of their control. While not explicitly stating the reason for Big X the Plug not performing, it is important to note that he was charged on February 26 by the Arlington Police Department for possession of marijuana. However, he is no longer on the Arlington Police Department's active inmate list.
To get people excited about DaBaby's addition to the festival, Clemson's Music Festival listed a variety of reasons for selecting him, including his chart-topping hits, incredible crowd interaction, and vibrant stage production. DaBaby's top hits include Suge, in which he received nominations for Best Performance and Best Rap Song at the Grammys, and Rockstar, featuring Roddy Ricch, which reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in June of 2020.
Tickets are on sale now for the Clemson Music Festival, which will take place on April 11th and April 12th on the university's upper intramural field.
Transitioning to our sports department, we now turn to Drew with all the latest Clemson sports updates.
Well, Jordan, it was a dramatic Saturday for the Clemson Tigers in softball, as they opened up the day with a 2-1 walk-off win over the California Golden Bears. In the first game of the doubleheader, the pitching staff led by Brooke McCubbin kept California in check, and it was a walk-off single by Macy Cintron in the bottom of the 7th that gave the Tigers the victory. With the win, Clemson improved to 27-10 overall and 9-3 in the ACC, while California dropped to 25-10, 6-6 in the ACC. The game was a pitcher's duel from the start, with McCubbin and California's Miranda DeNava both turning in strong performances. McCubbin struck out 3 batters and allowed just 6 hits in her 7th win of the season. The only run for California came in the top of the 2nd with a solo home run, and the Tigers responded by leaving runners stranded in the 3rd and 4th innings. In Game 2, the Tigers continued to roll, piling on 10 runs in the 1st inning and securing a dominant 14-4 run rule victory in just 5 innings. The offense exploded behind the power of Abby Vieira, Julia Nowler, and Maddie Moore, who all hit home runs in the first frame. It was the 3rd most runs in a single inning for the program and the most team home runs in a single inning. California responded with 4 runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings, but it wasn't enough to stay with the Tigers, who closed out the game in the 5th. Looking ahead, the Tigers will head to Stanford for a 3-game series this upcoming weekend. Baseball had an explosive weekend as they took on a doubleheader as well. Andrew Ciofo delivered a 2-out infield single in the 9th inning, scoring the go-ahead run and giving number 3 Clemson a 4-3 victory over number 19 Georgia Tech in the second game of Saturday night's doubleheader. With the win, Clemson claimed the series 2-1, improving to 26-5 overall and 6-3 in the ACC. The Tigers struck first in the opening inning as Luke Gaffney flared a run-scoring single to put Clemson ahead early. The Yellow Jackets responded in the 3rd inning with a 2-out run off a balk by Clemson starter B.J. Bailey. Bailey delivered a strong start, setting Tiger season highs with 6.2 innings pitched and 8 strikeouts, while allowing just 4 hits. Next up, baseball will travel to Berkeley, California for a 3-game series against the Golden Bears. For gymnastics, Clemson rallied with a strong performance on floor to earn a final score of 196.175, defeating Pitt in the first session of the 2025 ACC Championships. With this win, the Tigers finished 5th overall after the addition of scores from the second session. Stanford claimed the title in its first year in the ACC with a score of 197.775, followed closely by California's 197.65. Clemson started off on vault, where they were the higher seed. Quinn Cole led off with a Yurchenko fall, earning a 9.775. Maggie Holman followed with a front handspring pike half, earning a 9.75. After 3 rotations, Pitt held a slim lead over Clemson. Madison Minner started the floor route strong with a career-high tying 9.9. Tara Walsh closed out on the floor with a 9.825, solidifying a Tiger win. Clemson posted a 49.3 on the floor, capping off a comeback victory by defeating Pitt by just 0.275. Tara Walsh for vault, Keelan McWright for beam, Madison Minner for floor, and Brandon Clark for floor all earned all-ACC tournament honors for their outstanding performances. They continue on their tournament journey in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where they will face 34th ranked Rutgers. That is all we have here for sports. Back to you, Jordan.
Thank you, Drew. On Friday, March 29th, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar and Thailand, destroying buildings, bridges, dams, and killing more than 2,700 people. However, the death toll continues to increase as more bodies are being pulled from the rubble. Another 4,521 people were reported injured and 441 are missing. This earthquake is the second most powerful in the country's recorded history, trailing a magnitude 8 earthquake in 1912. Citizens are left in agony as they wait for their missing loved ones to be found and mourn the loss of the already deceased.
The complete extent of the damage is still unknown. However, many countries have already sent aid, including India, China, and Singapore. The United Kingdom has also pledged around $12 million to provide humanitarian aid. Additionally, the Red Cross has appealed over $100 million to aid victims of the earthquake, and the World Health Organization is set to deliver nearly 3 tons of supplies to the affected areas. Our thoughts are with those affected by the earthquakes, and we will continue to update with results of this natural tragedy.
And more natural disaster news, but this time much closer to home. As of Tuesday morning, just 25 miles away in Table Rock, South Carolina, the largest fire in the history of upstate South Carolina had spread across 13,000 acres. As of this morning, Table Rock is 68% contained, and Persimmon Ridge is 74% contained.
After 13 days of countless efforts by the single command center in charge of containment, rainfall over the upstate has finally given some relief to the area. The remaining debris from Hurricane Helene last September helped instigate the fire and is making it increasingly difficult to keep the fire under control.
For the first time ever in this area of the United States, air tankers have dropped fire-retardant liquid in effort to slow the spread. While the fires are far from being over, investigations on what may have started them are underway. On Tuesday, 4 people were arrested and charged with negligence, allowing fire to spread to lands or property of another. More details surrounding the inception of the fire have not yet been released to the public. But as the fires spread into Greenville and Pickens County, we will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available.
We now turn to Caitlin in our weather department for more insight on the week ahead.
Well, Penelope, speaking of the fires, the rain that has moved through the area over the last few weeks has certainly helped the firefighters and rescuers contain the fires. Looking forward to this weekend, we are in for some pretty nice conditions, with highs breaking into the mid-80s for the first time this year. And for those of you getting your rings at the ring ceremony on Sunday, make sure to take your umbrellas. The rain returns with the chance increasing throughout the day. Looking ahead to the next week, the rain will drop the temperatures back down, but the warmth will return towards the end of the week, with highs reaching back up to the 70s. The rain will clear out Monday morning, with the sun returning for the rest of the week. Overall, it looks like a pretty good week to spend some time outside. So don't forget to take a break from studying to get some fresh air. Have a great week, Tigers. Back to you, Penelope.
Thank you, Caitlin. This week, SpaceX has sent 4 more astronauts to space. The 4 astronauts on the mission titled Frame 2 include Jannicke Mikkelsen, a Norwegian cinematographer, Rabia Raj, a German robotics researcher, Eric Phillips, an Australian adventurer, and Chun Wang, a Malta-based cryptocurrency billionaire who is funding the mission itself.
The 4 crew members are heading to a low orbit of Earth, including the polar regions, which is a first for human space flight. On Monday, the Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, sending the 4 crew members to orbit. Now in space, the astronauts plan to conduct 22 research studies in an attempt to understand more about human health in space. They will be conducting the first ever X-ray in space, studying the effects of space on muscle growth and skeletal mass, and even growing mushrooms in microgravity. More updates will follow as we monitor their mission.
The start of April marks the beginning of Child Abuse Prevention Month. This is a month dedicated to the wellness and safety of children around America. According to the Child Advocacy Center, a child is reported neglected or abused every 11 seconds. During April, we take the time to highlight local resources that are here to help this universal problem, one of them being Children's Trust of South Carolina.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. When families are strong, children are safe, and families are strongest when embraced by their communities. Businesses, child care providers, public safety agencies, medical professionals, schools, and our neighbors can use their strengths and resources to engage families in their communities. Be part of the community that supports making children and their families stronger and safer. We call this being a champion for children. Visit sechildren.org today to discover how child abuse prevention can build a better tomorrow.
For more information on Child Abuse Prevention Month and how you can get involved, visit their website at sscchildren.org.
That just about wraps up our show tonight. As always, be sure to tune in next week for all your news, nationally to locally. I'm Penelope Portier.
And I'm Jordan York.